isn't it like that? I mean, I've been in rooms in the past where I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't think I'm in the right room. You're definitely in the right room. Look at the people in this room. Everybody is here for a reason, and the amount of power and energy and the leadership that is here is just incredible. I've been in the business almost 17 years. I started at 18 years old. I dropped out of high school, went straight into real estate, and I went into real estate because I was looking for freedom. I was looking for the lifestyle. I was looking for, I didn't come up with a lot of money in my life, so I wanted to make money and I wanted to make it fast and I didn't want to go to school. So I said, real estate is going to be the way to go. So I started in 2005, right? The greatest time, I guess, for real estate, right? Not really. But I started off, I sold about 10 homes and my price points were pretty good, so I made almost $100,000. Here I am, 18, before 19, making 100 grand. I'm like, man, I'm the king of the world. I'm gonna go buy that Mercedes-Benz now, because that's what I really looked at as being successful at that point. I bought a couple of suits, and then from there, one of my mentors at the time tells me, hey Leo, you should become a real estate investor and buy a house. And you could flip it 6 months later, and then you could do like a quick little flip. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. So I ended up buying this property, almost $500,000 with an option arm. You probably, so you know how this story is gonna go, right? Yeah. So I bought this home 6 months later, the prices are tanking, right? I got a payment of almost $4,000 a month, and I literally foreclosed that house. My car was repossessed out of the driveway, moved back in with my dad, and then my dad, his company, he was in construction, so even that industry got hit pretty hard. So, the property, his business went to zero. He lost his house as well. Long story short, we moved into a rental property, and I wasn't aware enough to check title and do none of this stuff. I wasn't checking on the stuff, so I went to a rental property. We leased it out, gave the little down payment, and 3 months later, they foreclosed on that house, right? So that happened about 6 times in 1 year. I got evicted 6 times back to back, picking up heavy ass furniture, from place to place. And literally, my only motivation was to keep my cell phone on. Literally, that's what I was doing every day. Like, I was just like, hey, I want to make my cell phone and keep it on. But I lost all motivation. I really didn't like my life at that point. I stopped working out. Even all of the personal development stuff that I had done, I was like, this is a bunch of crap. Like, I read all these books. I thought, whatever I put my mind to, I'm gonna do it. And here I am, living out of this little tiny house with no money in my pocket. So it wasn't up until 2008 October I found a mentor in my life that really changed my life. His name is Harold Wasson, and I always say his name because my life has changed because of the people in my life. Harold Wasson was that gentleman for me that really gave me direction, gave me inspiration, just really helped me to structure my day, really treat real estate like a business. And under his leadership, I said, look, whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. So he said, go do open houses. And I did that every single day. I did Monday through Sunday doing open houses, and that actually worked. In the beginning, I sold, I didn't sell anything actually. It took me about 6 months to actually make a sale. It took me 6 months of me doing open houses, but after 6 months, I had so much momentum, so much, all of the objections handled, and I closed my first transaction, and my commission at that point was exactly $254 because of the payment. Yeah, and I owed RE/MAX like 8 months of fees, right? So from there though, my business just started taking off. Next year I sold 40 properties, next year I sold 80, next year I sold 90 homes, next year I sold 100, next year I sold 154. And I remember being, at that point, literally changing my entire life around. I had got the car again, I had the house, I had a couple investments, I did a lot of flips as well. From 2009 to 2014, with myself and an investor, we did about 450 flips. We did a ton of that. So my life had completely changed around. But I remember sitting in the car and making over $1 million and thinking, quote unquote, everything that I needed to be happy, and I felt like crap. I was missing the purpose. I was missing I was invested 14 to 16 hours a day working every single day. I'm like, is this what life's all about? Just making money and then not seeing my family, being in a relationship that I'm not even happy in? I was out of shape. Like, I was taking listings like every single day, so I had no time for anything else. So from there, 8 years into Remax, my mentor, he passed away suddenly. Like all of a sudden he passed. And then from there, I started to look for my new home. And I said, well, this is not working. I said, I'm making a lot of money, I'm doing a lot of sales, but I still don't feel fulfilled. So then the next move that I did was to Keller Williams. I said, Keller Williams is going to be that next step for me, because I was invited to one of like a family reunion. I had a lot of like good friends there, and they said, come over here, this is going to change your life. And sure enough, it was a good move. It was a really good move for me at the time. They really started to stretch out my mind and really figure out, like, look, leverage is a good idea, right? Building teams is a good idea. So I did that, and I started to build teams, and I really found out though really quick that the teams that I was building, it was also taking as much time, even more than what I was when I was doing sales. And my return wasn't as great as what I thought I was going to do, but I still continued to do that. I said, no, I got to just recruit more agents. I got to recruit more agents to my team. And then when I would get them to do like 150, 200,000, then the next thing they would do, they would just kind of move to another team, or they would just go and do their own team, right? It was kind of training my competition in a way. So that kind of was like, wait, this doesn't really work as well as I thought it did. And then a team leader actually said, hey, you should become a team leader. You should become a team leader in an office and run a new office that we have in La Mirada, California. And I took the position. I said, this is great. I'm going to elevate my leadership position. And I took that. And honestly, it was an awesome experience. It was an awesome experience because I definitely elevated my leadership. And I also, I really discovered that I can recruit talented individuals. I didn't know I could do that. So I brought over 67 agents to the company. I was rocking it. And then from there, my good friend for a long time, Rosie Rodriguez, gives me a call. And yeah, right, you guys know Rosie, she's a rock star. So she calls me up and she says, hey Leo, we should go to lunch. And I'm vegan. She's like, it's going to be a vegan lunch. Let's go, right? That's how she got me, by the way. It was a vegan lunch, right? And she invited me to lunch, and from there, I was, we're sitting having a conversation, and the conversation came up about eXp, and I said, look, I'll do some research. I kind of had heard about it. She told me she was really excited about it. She had a mastermind, I think, here in Cabo, actually. She invited me to it, and I actually said no initially. I said, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. I should have done it, but I didn't do it. Right? It took me about another 2.5 months, and it wasn't until the last conversation I had with Gene that really just really, like, he just stretched my mind, like, what was possible, right? Like, I had a conversation with Gene. He said, look, this is what I'm going to do. We're a change agent for real estate agents. I really believe that. And yeah, here I am, but 2 years and 8 months or something like that, and impacting now almost 500 agents. Right, at eXp. eXp really has changed my life, and I'll show you a couple of different ways on how to really build it. But yeah, this whole company is all about the relationships, guys. I really want to tell you guys, it's all about the relationships and the people that you're in business with. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for every single one of the individuals here in this company: Gene, Brent, Dave, Glenn, for really creating this vision. 12 years ago, we definitely think we're innovators, man. Like, to really think about virtual back then, I mean, I was getting kicked out of houses, and you're over here thinking about virtual, man. This is incredible. So, thank you, guys. Yeah, I was very virtual. I was shifting. That's true. Yeah. All right, so I think I got this thing right. Hold on a second here. Boom. There it is. All right, so 4 key elements to build. This is what I put here. So be the fire in the basement, right? This is something that Brent, you always say this. You gotta create a fire in the basement. You gotta create a fire in the basement. But in the beginning, it's gonna be you. And you gotta bring that energy. And you gotta be that inspiration. You really gotta connect with the people, and you really gotta get excited about this thing, because when I saw eXp, I mean, I honestly couldn't go to sleep for 2 days. When I really got it, when I really grasped what it was, I couldn't go to sleep, because I'm like, wait, this is too good. Like, every single thing that I had as a wish list for a company, it checked off every single one of those boxes. And then added 2 additional boxes that I didn't even know existed, which was, revenue share and the stock. That was incredible to me. So be the fire in the basement, guys. Like, if you really want to get this thing going, and you really want to, to start to take off, write your goals down for sure. but stick with the plan. Whatever that plan is for you, stick with it. One of the things, I mean, we just went through a pandemic. You know, March, when I got all my supplies and I got my water, my toilet paper and all that stuff, I was like, all right, cool. I got my supplies. What am I gonna do? So I decided to go all in on eXp. Like literally, right? Everything was shut down. I said, I'm gonna start calling agents. I'm gonna get in conversation with them, but I honestly wasn't attached to whether they were gonna move to the company or not. I just really said, you know what? I'm gonna come from a place of contribution. I'm gonna go and give. I'm gonna be an inspiration to these guys, and it worked. I mean, my organization literally blew up because I went all in. If you really want this thing to go big, you really gotta go all in. You gotta take less listings, you gotta take less buyers, you gotta really adjust your time because whatever you focus on expands, right? Whatever you focus on expands. So here it is. So find your tribe. That's another thing I really want to tell you guys. You gotta find your tribe because it really is about who you work with because work is going to take so much of our time. It's going to take so much of our time, right? Why not be surrounded with like-minded individuals that you want to work with and collaborate with on a daily basis? So find your tribe. It's super important because our work, I mean, this is like, damn, this is our tribe right here, right? Yeah. I mean, what an amazing tribe. What an amazing tribe. And what can we do? Like, what's possible? What can we do with all of this collective energy? You know, we have such a tremendous vehicle, and I really truly believe that this is just the beginning. This is truly just the beginning. Like, this thing is just taking off, guys. So if you guys are sitting here and you guys are wondering, like, hey, am I late? No, you guys are right on time. Yeah. Like, seriously, you guys are right on time. So the next thing I'll tell you, follow the process. You know, get with people that already had done this at a high level and ask them questions, know their stories, right? I watched Gene's video probably like 150 times. Brent's video, I watched your video like over 300 times, literally, right? Rod Flick's video, you know, Casey's videos, like, you know, just get whatever video you can get your hands on and learn the stories because the stories is what is gonna, people don't make logical decisions, by the way, right? We always think like, hey, you know what? You know, this thing just makes sense. Yes, eXp makes sense. But if it was all about making sense, then every single agent would be here already. It's not a logical decision that people are making. People are making an emotional decision, so you've got to get their why. You got to really get connected to their why. Like, that's the most important thing. So follow that process, and that process is, you know, in the first conversation, guys, I don't even talk about eXp. I really don't try to sell them anything. I literally just get interested in what's important to them. You know, what's important for you? What are your goals in the next year? What are your goals in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself doing? What are you passionate about? Right? And then at the end, I tell them like, look, I know you're a smart business person. I'm not gonna try to sell you this thing. I want to take some time to take a look at a webinar that really, you know, breaks down the entire model. And then from there, decide if this thing can take your dreams and vision and make them a reality faster. Right? So don't sell it, guys. Celebrate and acknowledge. That's another big thing. That's one of the things that I do at a high level, is that everything, somebody joins my company, I'll make a post about it. You know, get vocal about it on social media. You know, like I put a post like, hey, somebody joined my company, here you go. You know, and acknowledge them individually. Everybody wants to feel acknowledged. Don't you agree? Don't you feel good when somebody gives you an acknowledgement? Right? So when somebody joins the company, you know, don't take that for granted. I mean, I would say give them an announcement, give them an acknowledgement, tell their story. Because other people that see their story are going to resonate with it. And they're going to follow, right? And acknowledge them for that, because I think that's one of the biggest key elements, right? In the beginning, it's just going to be celebrating maybe an open escrow. Maybe it's a you know, a new listing that your group just did. But also be a massive advocate of the company, right? We have this eXp Enterprise where we have all of these amazing updates, the things that are happening of the company. They're talking about, you know, the new countries. Thank you, Michael Valdez. Yeah. Right? Damn. Seriously. What are we doing? Like 3-4 countries a quarter? I mean, like everything, right? You just be an advocate of the company. You know, just really be like the biggest promoter. If you could get really good at being a promoter, you can rock eXp. Seriously. So, next thing, that's basically it. Actually, I thought I had enough time. Right, all right, cool. I got one more thing though. everything that I do is for impact. eXp really gave me purpose in my life. It really did. Because my whole intention and vision is constantly to be in a position of how I can make a difference in the world. One of the things that I'm hugely grateful for is that I have the opportunity with eXp now, close to $30,000 a month to bring in revenue share already. And this game is compounding, right? Where else can you have passive income that compounds, that grows, that continues to scale? And this is only getting started, right? So this vehicle can give you the opportunity to do what you're passionate about at a high level. I'm hugely passionate about building homes for families that are homeless. Like, that's what I do. I did 10 homes last year, and we're on target to do 24 homes this year. Thank you so much. But that's basically it, guys. Look, just give it your all. Surround yourself, ask questions, get curious, know the stories, and stay committed to your vision until it manifests, right? Because whatever time frame you think this is gonna, I wanted to get to 500 agents within 12 months. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. Right? It took me a little bit over 2 years. So whatever time it takes is not your business. Your business is to stay committed to the vision until it happens. All right, thank you guys.